You already hold the potential to create the life you've always dreamed of. But here's the truth, without the right daily habits, that potential stays locked away. And when you're juggling work, health, friendships, fitness, and everything else that life seems to throw at you constantly, it's so easy to just survive the day rather than feel like you're actually thriving. But here's the big secret. Becoming that woman, the one who feels calm, put together, productive, and confident, does not just happen overnight. You don't just wake up and suddenly you are this person. It's not about luck, it's not about perfection, it's about the small, intentional things that you repeat every single day that build up, and then when you look back, those tiny decisions that you made snowballed into creating the life that you've always dreamed about. If you're new here, my name is Bella. I create content around fitness, lifestyle, and building a version of yourself that you're genuinely proud to wake up as every single day. And today I want to share with you the exact habits that help me do that, with of course the science behind why they actually work. Because being the quote 1% of woman isn't just about being perfect, about doing everything robotically. It's about showing up with consistency, but in a balanced way where you don't just wake up feeling miserable every day. This takes me on to part 1, which is my morning. I am filming this on a weekend, so technically it is supposed to be my lesser work day. It's more of a chill day for me. All of my same habits still apply even on weekends unless I'm doing something fun with friends. The first hour of your day is actually so much more important than we give it credit for. In psychology, it's called priming. Your brain locks onto the signals that you give it early in the day. So if you start reactive and distracted, that pattern will follow you throughout the day. But if you start intentional, your brain will follow that as well. Getting a good breakfast in is so crucial. You have to remember that you've just basically been fasting all night, like you haven't eaten anything. So if you start that off with something super sugary, you will spike your blood sugar way more than usual. So high protein is absolutely the way to go. I personally at the moment have been loving a chia seed protein pudding. So it's just chia seeds, milk, and a scoop of whey protein powder. Research from the University of Missouri found that women that ate a high protein breakfast had way fewer food cravings and more stable energy throughout the day. Think of it as setting your metabolism up for a very steady energy release instead of riding a blood sugar roller coaster. I try and stay off my phone in the morning when I eat breakfast, have my coffee. I do have quite bad ADHD, so when I go on my phone first thing in the morning when I'm eating breakfast, like I will just doom scroll and I'll procrastinate and my day will just start off on a bad note. So I do avoid my phone as much as I can, especially in that first half of the day. That follows into the next thing I do in my morning, which is prep and planning. But definitely not the kind of planning that just overwhelms you with a billion different tasks that probably will never get done. I just pick 3 non-negotiable things that day. Why 3, you may ask? It's because neuroscience actually shows that the human brain naturally works in patterns of 3. It's manageable, it creates momentum. Productivity experts call this the rule of 3. When you focus on just 3 priorities, you're far more likely to complete them and feel accomplished and successful instead of feeling like a failure and defeated by the end of the day. Before I do that, I clear my mind with a bit of a brain dump. I write down every thought I need to do or worry about, and this is called externalization. Studies show that this reduces cognitive load, frees up processing power, and helps you stay focused. It's basically like taking all the open tabs in your brain and just closing them down for a second. Once I've done that, I personally love visualization. This is just honestly, I just swear by this. This is the thing that really did change my life a lot. There was actually a study done of people imagining themselves lifting weights and their muscles would actually respond to that imagination. So your brain can't actually tell the difference between what's real and what's not in your imagination. So I like sitting there just for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes sometimes if I have the time and just visualizing my entire day the exact way that I want it to happen. I visualize myself being the exact person that I want to be, and with enough practice of this, you actually really start to believe that you are the best version of yourself already. It also lowers cortisol and improves emotional regulation and also increases the gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex, basically the part of your brain that is responsible for focus and decision making. Next step is getting myself ready. Skincare, makeup, hair, clothes, it might all seem very small and insignificant, but it absolutely matters. And there's research called In Cloth shift cognition. Basically, the idea that what you wear changes not only how others see you, but also how you see yourself. So if you're smart, presentable, you look cute that day, even if you're just at home by yourself, even if it's just you seeing you, you will feel more confident, more motivated, and even perform better in tasks. It's not shallow, it's science. When I get out of my pajamas, when I put some makeup on, and I just feel really cute and put together, it just signals to my brain, hey, we are ready to show up, we are ready to get going, get your bum off the sofa, no more pajama time, we're not rotting in bed today, we are going out into the world and getting exactly what we want. The next section is deep work, and usually my deep work portion of the day is a lot longer than it is today, but it is a weekend for me, so I try and reduce it by a little bit. I like to still do a few bits of work because there's not really hours for my job, like I have to work on a weekend really, unless I make the time for it. But once I'm ready, I move on to my biggest task of the day, is filming a YouTube video. As you girlies already know, I upload every single Sunday, so I really like to get ahead of my uploads and kind of be like a week in advance most of the time. Doing your most important task early in the day is so powerful because willpower is not infinite, and studies actually show that self-control is absolutely the highest in the day and slowly declines throughout the day as decision fatigue builds. That's why procrastinating on big tasks feels so insanely difficult later on in the day, especially at night, because your brain just simply has way less energy to give. If you really want to feel productive, waking up early and prioritizing deep work in your mornings is absolutely the kind of work that makes your goals move forward. One thing I also never skip is tidying up my space. It impacts you so much. The environment around you directly affects the way your brain works. Research from Princeton University found that physical clutter in your surrounding competes for your attention in the same way as digital notifications, aka your phone pinging non-stop. It overloads your senses and makes it 10 times harder to focus. When your space is messy, your brain is constantly in a state of low stress level, even if you don't realize it. On the flip side, cleaning up and creating order around you actually reduces cortisol and gives your brain a sense of control. Psychologists call this environmental mastery. The idea that when your external world feels organized, your internal world feels calmer too. The next chapter is movement and the gym. Today is personally an off day for me. When it's not a gym day for me, I will go on a nice little walk, and even just walking outdoors will boost your creativity by up to 60%. It genuinely makes my day and my productivity 100 times better. Exercise isn't just physical, it's actually chemical. When you move your body, your brain releases endorphins, serotonin, and also dopamine. Basically, all of the feel-good chemicals that actually improve your mood and reduce anxiety. Studies show that exercise is just as effective as antidepressants, and lifting weights specifically builds self-efficiency, the belief that you're capable of tackling hard things, and that confidence will carry into everything else that you need to do in life. Next up is balance and downtime. Here's the thing, right? Being the best version of yourself isn't about constantly doing something, isn't about constantly working 90% of your life. It's all about balance. It's about doing a lot, but knowing when to step back. And for me, that's spending time with my dogs. I'm training my new puppy, Maple, that we've literally just gotten like a week ago. Studies show that spending time with pets reduces cortisol, releases oxytocin, and even lowers blood pressure. It's not just indulgence, it's actually a part of your health, it's a part of your daily happiness, and it's the same with relationships. Making space for quality time with your partner is not a distraction. It's what gives your life meaning. What is all the money in the world without the people to actually spend it with? One of Harvard's 75-year study found that the number one predictor of happiness and health was actually the quality of your relationships. That's what real balance looks like. Next up is dinner and dessert. As you can probably see, today's meal is extremely hectic. We had some leftover food from yesterday, but I was massively craving beans on toast. It's a British thing, okay? If you're American, you will just simply not understand. And because I have a sweet tooth, I absolutely always make room for dessert, but the healthier version. My favorite dessert at the moment is cottage cheese cookie dough balls. They satisfy cravings. They have so much protein in them as well, and also slower digesting carbs so that they keep your blood sugar steady. And studies show that including protein in snacks reduces nighttime cravings and helps maintain muscle mass. Before bed, I do my skincare routine, and again, this isn't about vanity. Rituals like skincare signal to your brain that the day is winding down. You're pampering yourself, you're taking care of yourself. Psychologists call these cue-based routines. They're little anchors that help your brain transition into the next part of your day. So for example, this one is giving me a signal that, hey, it's time to relax, it's time to wind down, the day is slowly coming to a close. Not to mention also that studies show that small acts of grooming, so making sure that you're taking care of yourself, cleaning your skin, brushing your teeth, these really increase your self-esteem and even lower stress levels as well. Okay, so excuse the mess behind me, but it's skincare time. I have removed all of my makeup with micellar water and cotton pads. Sometimes I wash my face as well, it just depends on how lazy I am that day. But currently my skincare is so simple. I am just sticking to the science. That's all I'm doing. And the science constantly points to tretinoin, retinoids, the best skincare you could possibly use on your skin. Prevents wrinkles, really prevents like deep lines from even forming. I just swear by this stuff. I'm 27, I'm about to be 28, and hopefully I'm looking younger than that. So this is tretinoin. This is like the good stuff. But tretinoin can be a bit hard to use, okay? Tretinoin is intense. I'm really gonna take my tretinoin seriously this winter, and then also try and like prolong it as much as I can and use it as much as I can in the year, because consistency is what really gets this guy going. Whereas this is called Alpha Ret. I've only just recently found out about this. Alpha Ret is not going to be as intense as tretinoin. It comes from the same thing. It's derived from the same thing. It's going to work the same in your skin, but this is going to take a hell of a lot longer to have the same effect as this. However, your skin can tolerate it so much better. For example, if I've been using this 5 days in a row, my skin will be screaming. So I use this maybe twice a week, and I'm trying to work up slowly. In the majority of the days that I don't use this, I go in with Alpha Ret, which still just helps the consistency stay. There's also other things in here, so it's like a slow release mechanism. It's just a lot more like gentle. This is not sponsored at all. This is purely just what I'm using. These are both extremely expensive. It's £100 for this, £140 for this. They're very expensive products. However, they do last you a very long time. You can just keep your skincare so simple this way. I do this and then moisturizer, and that's it. And then also eyelash serum. This is it. Sometimes on my day off, like if I'm having a day off from both of those, I'll kind of feel it in my skin. Like if my skin feels extra dry, extra tight, when that happens, then I will just use like the rest of my skincare, all of my like hydrating products, my toners, just to calm my skin, restore it, and this will hopefully keep me looking young for a very long time. I get in bed, I like to maybe watch a show or something like that. Next, I will probably journal and just write down all the things I'm grateful for, what I did really well today, what I can improve on tomorrow. Finally, I always read before bed. I either read or listen to Audible depending on what I'm feeling like, but reading reduces stress by up to almost 70%. It lowers your heart rate, it relaxes your muscles. It's way more effective than tea or listening to music, because it actually helps you get distracted into like a different world, especially if you're reading like fantasy and things like that, and just kind of wind down off of the day and not be so focused on work and things like that. After I read, it's now time to end the day and wrap it all up and do everything again tomorrow. I absolutely love this routine. I swear by it, because easy enough for every single person to do. It's not too overwhelming. It makes space and time for the people and the things that you love. It makes time for your health, but also, you know, giving yourself some fun as well and some time to spend it with your people and with your pets, and not just be on overdrive 24/7, because that is just not sustainable. And I feel like a balanced day is something that you can actually be consistent with, and consistency is key when it comes to this. If you can definitely do something every single day, then that thing is perfect to put in your routine because it's sustainable. But that is the whole video. My Instagram is @BellaFernandez if you want to see more from me, and hit the bell notification for more videos from me. I upload every Sunday here on YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe. And that is everything. I love you all so much. I will see you next Sunday, girlies. Bye bye.